Hi guys, I just wanted to do a little book talk about this awesome resource called the Reading Strategies book. It's written by a well-known author, Jennifer Serravallo, and we just got this resource in. I think there's one copy per building at Borland and at Weston, but I'm going to read the back of it to you just so you can kind of get a gist of what this book is about and how it could be helpful to you in your instruction. On the back of it, it says, with the Reading Strategies book, you'll get Jen's 300 best strategies to share with readers in support of 13 crucial goals. In beautiful full color, each strategy is cross-linked to skills, genres, and Fountas and Pinnell reading levels, which can be easily converted into our DRA levels, to give you just right teaching just in time. With Jen's help, you'll be able to develop goals for every reader, give students step-by-step strategies for skilled reading, guide readers with prompts aligned to the strategies, adjust your instruction to meet individual needs with the teaching tips provided, and you'll be able to craft demonstrations and explanations with her lesson language. What I like most about this book is right in the beginning of it, it has a table of contents where it kind of outlines each goal. So like goal 1 on here talks about supporting pre-emergent and emergent readers, and then underneath that section it talks about all of the strategies that you could use to support those young readers. And then goal 2 is teaching reading engagement, and it focuses on student focus, building stamina, and just building a reading life. And so all of these goals in the second section would be really nice at the beginning of the year when you're trying to just develop that workshop routine in your classroom, that authenticity, teaching the routines and procedures. So this might be something that we might want to refer to in the beginning of the year, just kind of like launching our readers workshop. Goal 3, which is the one that I have really focused on in the last few weeks, but it is supporting print work with increasing accuracy and integrating sources of information. So all of these lessons in this section are all going to focus on accuracy strategies. So if you say you were mid-year and you were having a hard time with a couple of your students like using reading strategies simultaneously, like they were only using one at a time and they weren't using meaning and visual clues at the same time, you could look through this section and you would find that on page, let me find it, on page 89, it calls this lesson Juggle All 3 Balls. So you could turn to page 89 in the book, and this lesson will kind of give you word for word on how you can explicitly reteach how to use multiple strategies. So it says, readers don't only do one thing when they get to a word. We need to do at least 3 things. Think about what makes sense, think about how books sound, and think about what looks right. And then it kind of gives you the lesson language, what you could say to your students. It kind of gives you a list of prompts when you're walking around and working with kids or conferring with kids or pulling small groups. What kind of questions can you ask them? Ooh, did that make sense? Does that sound right? Does that look right? I really like in each lesson, I don't know if you can see, but over to the side it says, who is this for? Like what would this lesson be appropriate for? And it talks about over here, this lesson would be appropriate for students reading at level C all the way through Z. It says what genre or text type, any genre or text type you can use this lesson for. And then what skill is it going to focus on? And it says integrating sources of information. So on every lesson, it has that breakdown so you know if it's meeting your kids and where you can apply it to, what type of text and what level. At the bottom, it talks about a hat tip. So it's kind of just the author's tips and tricks for the lesson, and it says the hat tip for this one is teaching reading in small groups, matching methods to purposes. So it talks about you can follow this lesson up in a small group as well. So we just highlighted the accuracy accuracy strategies, but I want to tell you that if you look back in the table of contents, there are so many goals. So moving on to fluency, goal 4 talks about all the different strategies and lessons that would focus on reteaching or teaching fluency, supporting comprehension. There's so many comprehension lessons, and I think that these would be really useful not only, throughout the year and at the beginning of the year, but at the end of the year when you're really trying to explicitly reteach and hone in on those accuracy and comprehension strategies so that they can scaffold into students' summer reading, this is where we could get some of our lessons. So you don't just need to pull lesson ideas and instructional ideas, out of your own brain or try to go to Teachers Pay Teachers. We have this resource, so make sure that you check it out and you kind of get with your grade level partners and maybe use this awesome resource, because we're very lucky that each building is able to have one. Thanks. Feel free to email me if you have questions.